my daughter's bedroom. We made this room over as guest participants in the One Room Challenge. The One Room Challenge is a 6-week makeover challenge where you take a room and you transform it and share your progress every week for 6 weeks. And now we are done. Yay!
Hi.
So this is Aubrey's bedroom. Aubrey, this is her first time having a room to herself. She has always shared with her brothers. Before we show you all the details, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would so love if you did that below so you don't miss out on any more DIY or home decor videos. So before we do anything else, I want to take it back to what this room looked like when we bought the house. This is what it looked like after we moved Aubrey, and we had her baby brother staying in there at the time too, into this room. We had all their stuff, most of it still in boxes, and it was just a hodgepodge, you guys. The old laminate flooring was dark, and the bifold doors on the closet, not a fan. Also, the valance over the window. I mean, even if we didn't have to move the window to the other wall for our larger renovation, I would have loved to take that valance down. So we changed everything in this room. Like, there is nothing that stayed the same. So we changed the flooring, trim, paint, doors, light fixtures, all of it. And we did a lot of that because we had to for our larger renovation, but all of the design decisions that we made, most of them were at Aubrey's requests. And then from there, it was just playing with it to really make it a style that I love to have in my house as well, but that met all the things that she was asking for, that she was in love with, like pink walls. And I am not a girl who has ever decorated with pink. Not now, not when I was a kid, not ever. So that was a fun challenge for me to make it a room that I loved and that she loved as well. So beyond just painting the walls and decorating this room, there was a lot of things that had to be done. So much so that as of Saturday morning, we had not gotten any paint on the walls, no paint on the doors or trim. It was all filled and it was ready. But Saturday we really hustled. We did all the paint, we did the paint on the trims, we cleaned the room, we got all the furniture in here, and we decorated. So when we went to bed on Saturday night, we knew that we could wake up Sunday morning and I could photograph the room, and it was done. So it was kind of like a 24-hour transformation if you don't count like the moving the window and reflooring and all the other things that we had to do. One of the other biggest challenges in this space for me is that off-center window. So when we'd originally talked about moving it to that wall, I thought that we could center it over the bed. I was excited for that, but our meter is on the other side of that wall. So we had to push it right into the corner, which I know aesthetically is not like the best option, but it saves a ton of money. So I chose to just work with it and use a couple layered window shades. I used the bamboo wood shade, and then we layered it with a sheer curtain panel that has kind of fluffy polka dots on it. And this curtain rod runs the whole length of that wall. I used that macrame hanging there just to add texture to the space where there wasn't the wood shade from the window. I feel like that balances really well, and so even though there's a window over one side of the room, it doesn't seem weird to me. Like, I look at it and I love it. I don't look at it and think like, ooh, too bad the window's over there. So this room makeover is super exciting for me for 2 reasons. Number 1, because it's Aubrey's first time having a bedroom to herself, which is super special. When she came home last night, she had been away for the weekend with her grandparents, and she saw it. She was just thrilled. Hey, darling. She's hiding under the bed right now. Yeah. And the second reason is because this is the first room in our house that is totally done. We moved in June and we dove headfirst into renovations, the biggest being moving our kitchen and reflooring our whole house. And those things still aren't quite done, but this room is now done, which is awesome. So one of the things that was important to me in this room makeover is that Aubrey got a say in what she had in her first girl's bedroom, and that I also loved the room that came out of this, and I loved having it in my home. I think that every room in your house should bring you joy, but on the same token, I'm so grateful for the experience that I had as a kid, getting to choose how we paint and how we decorate my own room. and so I want to be able to give that to my kids as well. So I actually wrote one of my whole weekly updates on how to design rooms with your kids, not just for them. So do you feel like you got everything that you asked for in this bedroom? Yeah, and you think it's pretty and it's pink and it's all the things that you wanted? Good, and I love it just as much. Oh, you're sweet. Okay. Some other things that I wanted to point out in this room really quickly. I love having area rugs in rooms. I mean, I'm obsessed with it. I feel like it makes a room feel so much cozier and so much more complete when you have an area rug to just finish off the space. This one is from Rugs USA. I got it on a smoke and deal. I'm really happy with it. It has kind of a Scandinavian feel, but it also has that Moroccan look to it with a tassel. I did want to point out this doll bed here. I don't want to get super sappy, but this was my doll bed when I was a kid. I love it. It's one of the things that my papa made for me before he passed away when I was a teenager, and I really wanted to keep it and hand it down. This was a really nice 90s green, so we refinished it. She picked a beautiful cranberry color, and my grandma actually helped me make new sheets for it that were more up to date. And I just feel like it's really important to keep some of those heritage pieces in your house. And if it's not something that you are in love with, whether it's because of the color or if it's a bit dated, there are definitely ways to update the things that you love while still keeping the value, the sentimental value to them. And I'm really so happy with how this turned out and how we managed to do that here. So other than the pink walls and the doll crib, there are some very specific requests that Aubrey had for her room. One of those was the ceiling fan, but also she really wanted to have nightstands with drawers. She wanted to have the macrame, and she wanted to have furry pillows. So I'm just going to walk you through the room and share some of the things that I really love in this space and why we made some of the decisions that we did. Even though this isn't a huge room, I did want to still have a little space for her to get ready. So we have the bed area with the books and the nightstands and the lights and all that. And then we have the desk area where she can do her arts and crafts and homework. But then I also added this beautiful butterfly mirror that Shane and I actually got for our wedding, and I still love it. It just doesn't really fit with our style in our house anymore. But we gave that to her. She loves it. And we got her a new hamper since she's no longer sharing, and this beautiful fur poof here. And so this kind of creates like a little getting ready area, and there's some hooks off to the left-hand side of this, but it doesn't really take up any space at all. I also gave Aubrey my desk, and I work from home, so I guess this is a kind of big deal, but she didn't know that I was giving her my desk, and since we moved her back into this room, she has spent so much time here. She writes letters to her cousins, she makes art projects, she rearranges the shelf with her different art displays. To display her art, we painted the IKEA picture ledges, the same paint color as the wall. We actually got these ones off of Amazon. I will link it below. One of the stories that I tell in the blog post about this room is all about that fan. We had a catalog at home because we were looking through Emerson fans for a ceiling fan for my boys' room, but my daughter fell in love with this gold and white one, and so we had to make it happen for her room. We are so in love with it, and I write a lot about it in one of my weekly updates. I'll link to that below. Last but not least, I did want to show off this closet. I feel like this closet organizer is what made it possible to put a desk in the room instead of a dresser. So we partnered with Imagine the Room Kamloops on this closet as well, and I wrote a whole post on this closet, but it honestly is a game changer, and it is just awesome to be able to use the floor space in the bedroom for a desk and something that brings her a lot of joy instead of just clothes storage. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. This video has gotten really long, but there are just so many sweet pieces that I wanted to share with you guys in this room. This to me is a total win in my books because it's a pretty and pink bedroom that my daughter's been dreaming of, but this not super pink loving mom also is in love with. I just feel like it blends the styles really well. It's not too frilly, and I am just so happy to be able to give her a space like this. I
hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that you got some neat ideas if you're making over a room and you want to go pink too. I know that there's lots more decor pieces in this room. I'll do my best to link most below, but I also have a full written blog post on this room that goes into a lot more detail on some of the pieces.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more DIY or home decor videos. We'll see you next time.